Hello students. Today I'll teach you the topic rainwater harvesting. So before doing the whole topic in detail, we should first learn the term environmental sustainability just in brief. So what is environmental sustainability? Environmental sustainability means that responsible interactions with the environment to avoid the depletion and degradation of our natural resources. Depletion here means reduction in the quality as well as quantity of reservoir of our natural resources. As we can see that population is increasing day by day and usage of natural resource water became double. As a result, the level of underground water goes down. So, to avoid the depletion of underground water, rainwater harvesting is that responsible interaction, or we can say an effort by human being, which helps us to reduce the wastage of rainwater and also helps us to reduce the degradation of groundwater. So, without any delay, let's move to the topic and understand the whole term divided in two parts, rainwater and harvesting. So, rainwater is the water that comes from rain through a natural process known as water cycle. Water cycle means the circulation of water within Earth and its atmosphere. We all know that when rain comes, some of the water got absorbed by the ground and a lot of water got wasted in drains and gutters. Some of the water mixes in lakes, ponds and rivers, and from rivers that water again mixes in ocean, and from ocean it evaporates again and again goes in that similar circle. So in this whole process we have noted that a lot of water got wasted. Whether we can save it, and we can do so with various harvesting techniques. So harvesting means to collect, to store the rainwater for future use and for various activities, various day-to-day activities. So collectively, rainwater harvesting is the technology that that is used to collect, to store the rainwater from rooftop and accumulating it to reuse on site rather than allowing it to run off. And that accumulated water could be used in various activities, various day-to-day activities of life, like it can be used for gardening purpose, it can be used for irrigation purpose, it can be used for providing drinkable water for our livestock. It can be used to provide drinkable water for our own self. It can be used in various day-to-day activities like shown in the diagram that are cloth washing, toilet flushing, car washing, etc. As we know that scarcity of water is the problem of present time. So rainwater harvesting is a good way for conserving water. It is considered good way because it is cost effective. It is easy to install and operate. It reduces our huge water bills. It reduces the excess demand of water. It boosts the water table up, and it is good for irrigation. It is considered good for irrigation because it has very less amount of pollutants and sediments, chemicals in it, and it has almost 0%, which is considered very good for the fertility of soil too. We have various methods for installation of this technology, but broadly there are two ways for rainwater harvesting implementation. First method that we have is surface runoff method, and the second method is rooftop rainwater harvesting method. Surface runoff method means in urban areas we see a lot of water got wasted as surface runoff. Whether that surface runoff could be saved and used in various activities Majorly, that surface runoff water could be used to recharge to replenish our underground aquifers. That method is closely concerned with recharging or boosting our water table. So, further, we have various methods for recharging our underground aquifers. The first method that we have is recharge borewell method, recharge borewell and tube well, recharging pits and wells, recharge trenches, gully plug, Gabien structure, and Procreation Tank. First method that we have to discuss is direct borewell recharge method. It is an artificial method for recharging our underground aquifers. In it, a recharge pit allows the rainwater to replenish our underground aquifers. In this method, a pit up to 3 meters is dug around the bore and holes of 4 to 6 mm of length are made on the casing pipe of bore, and after that the casing pipe is covered with nylon mesh. After that, the pit is filled up with large stones known as boulders, large metal stones, small metal stones, pebbles, charcoal, gravel, and sand. As you can see in the below diagram that the bottom layer of the pit is covered with river boulders. After that, jelly stones are used, netlon layer, and we can use charcoal and gravel too as filters. And the topmost layer of the pit should be covered with sand. As we can see that casing pipe has also some holes in it. In the above diagram, we have seen that wire meshing is also used. Wire meshing is used to avoid the large pollutants like dead animals or dead birds to be entered into this. It prevents that large pollutants entering in this filtration system. All these materials act as filter in this method. So when rain comes, water get filtered here, and from holes made of the casing pipe, water seeps into the ground. This method is considered beneficial because it is in it local materials are used as filters like boulders, charcoal, gravel, sand, etc., wire meshing, nylon meshing, and it improves the water quality as a lot more filters are used here. Quick recharger, water continuously going on seeping. Evaporation loss is minimized as water do not accumulate for a long time, it continuously going on seeping in ground. It is cost effective and eco-friendly too. After 1 or 2 years, that filtration system could be changed if we found any default in the filtration of water. Next method we have is recharge pits and wells. It is the second method that we have to recharge or to replenish our underground aquifers is recharge pits and wells. In this method, a deep pit is dug near the bore area inside or outside the house, and after that in the pit cement rings are inserted in it and the pit is filled with similarly according to the previous one that we discussed, large metal stones, small metal stones, jelly stones, and after that it is covered with gunny bag or a nylon mesh, and above it a layer of sand is spread. And as we can see in the diagram that a pipeline coming from the outlet of the roof is also attached with it. So when rain comes, all the water that got wasted in drains could be saved here. I suggest that before constructing a house, everyone should get a recharge pit construction done in their house. It is not only cost effective but also it will replenish the groundwater. It replenishes the groundwater and prevent it from drying in late future too. In diagram side on the second side we have seen that an abandoned well also acts as an abandoned well as recharge pit. Some abandoned well could also act as recharge pits. Some dried up wells in villages can also use to replenish the groundwater by acting as recharge pits. Next method we have is recharge trenches. Trenches are used to absorb water and to reduce runoff during heavy rainfall. Water gets collected here and seeps into the ground. Trenches are also helpful in reducing soil erosion. Trenches are generally made in the area of slopes with heavy rainfall. Next method we have is gully plug method. Gully plugs are also known as boulder checks, in which large stones known as boulders are used to put check over huge flow of water. And these checks are built on small gullies and streams. This is helpful in reducing soil erosion and also helps us to settle down the sediments collected in water. This method is cost effective because local materials known as boulders are used to build these dams. And a large amount of water gathered from rainfall is also helpful in recharging our underground aquifers. Next method we have is Gabien wall or structure. It is similar to the gully plug method, in which stones are tied together with wire mesh and placed like a wall structure. These are also helpful in reducing soil erosion during heavy rainfall. Next method we have is Procreation Tank. Procreation tank are artificially created surface area used to collect water. And that collected water is used in various activities. Generally it is used to recharge our underground aquifers, and collected water can also be used in irrigation purpose. All these discussed methods are the methods which are helpful in recharging our underground aquifers. Next method that we have to discuss is rooftop rainwater harvesting method. All of us have enjoyed the rain in our childhood, but we hardly notice the amount of water coming from the outlets of the roof. According to a survey, it has been noticed that our roof can give us 1 lakh liter of drinkable water in a single year. 1 lakh liter of drinkable water. So why to waste that water? Whether we can use it for various purposes. So rooftop rainwater harvesting is a method in which our roof acts as a utensil that catches the rainwater. So there are some various components that work together to make the whole system. First component that we have is catchment area. Next is transportation, first flush, storage system, delivery system, and filtration system. First component that we discuss will be catchment area. So catchment area is the area that collect water, that directly catches the water from rain. And that catchment area could be your terrace, courtyard, paved or unpaved open ground. Next component that we have is transportation. Transportation is the second component in this method, in which a net is put on the outlets of the roof. Net is put because to avoid the pollutants from getting inside the pipe, and the collected rainwater is carried from these pipes to the tank, to the storage tank, and that pipes must be UV resistant, and that pipes are connected with the outlets. The next component we have to discuss is first flush. Before discussing the storage system of that collected water, we should first discuss the first flush method. So what is it? First flush means not to use that water, not to use the first shower water, and not even to store it. Why so? Why do we do so? We do so to avoid the contamination in water. All the silt that is collected in the roof before rain could be washed away with the first shower, and a special outlet should be made to remove the first flush water. Next component is storage system. The storage container is often the most visible or recognizable component of this system. It is where the captured rainwater is diverted to store for later use. The main purpose of this tank is safety, to save the water from contamination. Care should be taken that no animals and kids could access it. Next component, we have is filtration system. Filtration is must. As we discussed in previous methods related to board charging, that even in that system, local filters are used. Local material are used as filters. So this is the direct water that we use. So its filtration is quite necessary. So in this method, filters are used for treatment of water to effectively remove turbidity, color and microorganisms. As microorganisms can be found anywhere, so filtration is must. After the first flush of rainfall, no doubt with the first flush all the microorganism and silt gone away, but still there are some particles of silt and microorganism that are needed to be cleared. After first flushing of rainfall, water should be passed through filters. After first flushing, water collected water should be filtered there, and there are different type of filters in practice, but basic function is to purify. We have numerous filters, but basic function of these filters to be purify the water. Local filters are also be used, and some electronic filters are also be used like RO system, etc. Next system component, delivery system. It is a system to deliver of water for uses. Collected water always stinking. So not to get stink from that collected water, we need to use that water. There are use of pumps to take out of water from the tanks and deliver for many purpose. Obviously, pumps are needed to get that water, that stored water, for using our various activities. Water is delivered by pipes, and again, the delivery system also needs pipes connected with the internal system of house. So, this was all about the method of rooftop rainwater harvesting. This method is really very beneficial, but benefits can only be gained through implementation. No benefit will be there until implementation of technology. So, Government of India has taken initiation to draw the benefits of this technology very well. So, Government of India with its ministries has framed some laws and policies to implement this technology all over India. So, here are some laws and policies that I'm going to discuss about that I'm going to read is New Delhi. The Central Groundwater Authority CGWA has directed group housing societies, institutions, school, hotels, industrial establishments, farmhouses in South and Southwest District and group housing societies located outside notified areas of NCT of Delhi where groundwater levels are more than 8 meters below the ground surface to adopt the rooftop rainwater harvesting system in their premises. So this law was about to replenish the underground water by making rainwater harvesting mandatory in every premises above mentioned. So in such areas what groundwater level is at alarming rate which will create trouble in future years and make the problem of droughts and scarcity more. So next we have law is Ministry of Urban Development and Poverty Alleviation. Government of India has made modification to the building bylaws that require water harvesting through storing of water runoff including rainwater in all buildings on plots of 100 square meters and above will be mandatory. Here government made mandatory by changing the building bay laws. In it, the every building having area of 100 square meter roof have to be install this rooftop rainwater harvesting technology in their house, and from there runoff could be caught and stored and could be used. Next, building plans are not sanctioned unless such provisions are provided. DDA MCD representatives undertake a site inspection before issue of completion certificate to the building and ensure that the rainwater harvesting made as per plan. Here, government made some strict rules that until the rainwater harvesting technique implementation is planned in the system, the completion certificate of the building will not be issued. Building with plot of 200 square meter or above that extract groundwater through the tube wells, bore wells, etc. need to implement rainwater harvesting. Here, government made mandatory for buildings having the area of 200 square meter or above which extract the groundwater. So they extract groundwater in large amount and which will deplete it soon. So avoiding depletion, government made it mandatory for these buildings to install this technology in their premises. Financial assistance is given to maximum of 50% of total cost of rainwater harvesting. Structure or rupees 1 lakh, which is less contact rainwater harvesting. For more info. Here, government is also providing financial assistance. 50% financial assistance for rainwater harvesting implementation. Government is providing 1 lakh rupees. If in case it is less, we can even contact rainwater harvesting cell for more information. If we more information for also if we don't have any idea about how to install this technology. From all the laws and policies that we discussed, we concluded that government is not only strict about it, government also provide financial assistance for implementation of this technology. After the whole discussion, here comes the question answer session, in which I framed some questions to which you people are supposed to answer. And these questions are from inside this whole discussion. We discussed it already. And so, first question that I framed is, what are the prerequisites for rooftop rainwater harvesting method? Second, which state in India is leading in installation of this technology? Which material acts as filter in surface runoff method? And how rainwater harvesting helps in sustaining environment? So answer these questions. Have a nice day. Bye bye.